Hello and welcome back to Football Now, in a YouTube channel where we'll be looking at the latest round of Premier League fixtures this weekend. Connor will be running you through the betting odds in a moment, and we'll be giving our own predictions to at the end of this video. As you can see by the title, this video will be focusing on the final fixture of the weekend as Fulham host Chelsea at Craven Cottage at 8 o'clock, I think it is, on Monday evening. Before we get into that game and Connor does run through the odds, I want to remind everyone of the competition we've got going on over here at Football Now. As you can see there, win a football shirt of your choice. All you got to do is subscribe and leave a comment. When we get to 100 subscribers, we will be announcing one lucky winner from the comment sections, not just this video, but the videos we did last week's fixtures and for the rest of this weekend's and moving forward until we hit that 100 mark. Good luck to everyone who does get involved. The more involved you are, the more likely you are to be announced as that winner. You can see our Twitter/X handle along the bottom of the screen at @FootballNowUK_. That's where the announcement will be made. So go and give us a follow over there as well. You'll be the first to know of who that winner is. Good luck to everyone who gets involved. Connor, Fulham versus Chelsea, like I said, final fixture of the weekend. We've got the odds at the bottom of the screen. Do you want to talk everyone else through them? Whistle.
Yeah, I mean, it's just impossible, isn't it, with Chelsea? I mean, it's the hardest team in the league to predict. I mean, where do we even begin? There's just, I don't think I just don't think you can ever with any confidence say Chelsea are going to get anything. I mean, they are one of the lowest scorers of the division. I think 5 goals they've scored this season. You see they have 5 goals and they're in 14th place. They're below Fulham in the league. They've not won since 4 games ago, where they beat newly promoted Luton. It's their only victory in the Premier League this season. They did knock out Brighton at Stamford Bridge in the Cup yesterday, which was a good victory for them, 1-0. But actually, that was Nicholas Jackson's first goal since August, when he scored against Wimbledon in the Cup. Well, it was Chelsea's first goal, to be honest. So they're just in a terrible run of form. Fulham last time out 0-0 against Crystal Palace, and before that they narrowly beat Luton 1-0. Chelsea, they lost at the Bridge 1-0 to Aston Villa, and then was a bore draw before that against Bournemouth, and then losing at the Bridge again to Nottingham Forest. I can't go with anything but a Fulham win. I think it's, until I see something to suggest that Chelsea are going to turn it around. I'm looking at there, you're getting nearly 3-1 there, 29 to 30, virtually 3-1. And with the way Chelsea have been this season, Fulham are more than capable of winning 1-2, 2-0 there. Because if they get ahead, where the goals come from Chelsea, I don't see it happening. In a London derby as well, the crowd at Craven Cottage are going to be up for it. And I don't think it's outside the realms to say that if it weren't for the 3 teams that have come up really struggling, Chelsea could be in a relegation battle. And I don't just say that on a whim. If you look at the past 35 games, which is virtually a Premier League season,
bring this stat out as well.
Yeah, Chelsea going down. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. So yeah, I think there's absolutely zero value in a Chelsea victory. I don't think you should be looking at a Chelsea victory at all for any sort of value for the next 3-4 Premier League games, so they can show that they've got something. So I am, I think if you are going to lean towards any of them, look at a draw, look at Fulham. Personally, 3-1 at home for Fulham. And that's where I'm looking at.
No, Fulham are the home side, but it's impossible not to talk about Chelsea, isn't it? You've mentioned that there, the last 35 games. I heard in midweek, and I've not checked this, to be fair, so it's reckless, I guess, to repeat it, but the last time Chelsea beat someone above 15th in the table, apparently it was over 500 odd days ago.
Yeah, I've checked. It is a lot of bollocks, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Cut this bit out. Didn't happen, but still.
No, but the fact that you can say that, and it sounds like it could be true.
Exactly.
It sounds believable.
Yeah.
Is absolutely astonishing that we're talking about Chelsea like that.
It just speaks to the volume of what's going on there. They've brought in all these players. Pochettino obviously coming in. I feel sorry for him. I don't know what he's meant to do. He's basically had a whole new squad that's never played together before, dropped on his lap, and been told, right, go and do something with this, with the pressure of of all the money that's been spent, the new ownership as well coming in, obviously in the last 18 or so months. We know what Chelsea are like, and obviously a lot of this was spent under Abramovich, but now Todd Bowley's came in and he's been equally as ruthless with the management. How much time is he going to be afforded Pochettino when I'm not sure what else he's meant to do? He still doesn't know his starting 11. I just don't understand what he can do. You've mentioned there Jackson Martinez. I think he's got 2 goals now. I think both of them coming in the cup, haven't they?
Yeah, against Wimbledon and against Brighton yesterday.
He's missing chances. I think everyone's head's dropping at Chelsea. I just want to look at the injuries. I know they've had a fair few, and for some reason,
they had 2 goalkeepers on the bench the other week, which, considering that they've spent £1 billion in this squad, it's ridiculous. But they have had a lot of injuries, like you'll see there.
Yeah, they've had loads of injuries. I'm just looking at them now. You see Fofana obviously out long term, Nkunku out for a couple more months. Lavia hasn't even kicked a ball for them yet. He's out. Chilwell looks like he's out as well. Reece James, of course, as well. He's still sidelined. Chukwuemeka looks like he's out too. Trevor Chalobah, Badia Shield.
Doesn't sound good, does it? If you're a Chelsea fan,
exactly, it doesn't sound good at all. But it's just like you said. I think it's almost because they're Chelsea. They're not going to get dragged into a relegation zone. I'll tell you what, if they carry on like this, they're in real trouble. I'm not just going to look at their fixtures now. Where are they? There they are. It is concerning, I think. I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans who share. They got Burnley away, which they're in the bottom 3, but is it as much as Chelsea be fancying a chance?
They're at the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a 6-pointer.
It is. It could turn out to be. I think as much Chelsea be fancying their chances against Burnley, Burnley will be fancying their chances against them. Then they got Arsenal at home. I mean, historically, again, it's there's a lot of history in that fixture, but Arsenal will be a massive favourites heading into that. They've
done really well at Stamford Bridge past 2 or 3 seasons. That curse of Stamford Bridge is gone.
Exactly.
I think we've won there twice in 2 seasons now.
Well, there you go, and you see where the 2 sides are. You need 2 screens to see them both in the Premier League on the table. Sorry, as well. And they got Brentford after that. Obviously, a West London derby. It's a very, very strange time at Chelsea now, and it's. The longer the season goes on, you'd fancy them to sort it out, I guess. But it's whether Pochettino is going to be allowed that time. You do wonder about the people at the top of Chelsea, how much they actually know about football. They're obviously very, very good businessmen and women, but are they football people? Because I just don't understand what Pochettino's meant to be really, what else he can do. Like I said at the start, he's had all these players dropped on his lap saying, right, go and do something with this. Like, what's he meant to do? Or add that all the injuries on top as well.
I don't... If you change the manager, things aren't going to change. I completely echo your point. What is Mauricio Pochettino supposed to do? What is anyone supposed to do? And I actually feel a bit for Graham Potter, because I think now that we're seeing that Graham Potter didn't do anything wrong, and it's a shame. It's a shame really, because it's very difficult for an English manager to get a top job, and he went to Chelsea and he failed, and maybe he won't get another one. He deserves it because he's a great manager. Look at what he did with Brighton. But about in a few years now, I've had Jose and Conte and Tuchel and Graham Potter and Pochettino. These are elite, world-class managers. These are managers who have won league titles. They've won Champions League. And if those guys can't do it, then I don't think you can sack Pochettino and bring another one else in. And you said that you don't think the people at the top of Chelsea know much about football, and I totally agree. I don't agree with the point that they're good businessmen and women because they spent £1 billion and they're in this position. Yeah. That doesn't sound like very good business. But I mean, I guess the whole thing with Chelsea was a bit of a panic, wasn't it? Because everything sort of happened quickly. You had the whole war in Ukraine and Russia, which created a lot of uncertainty about whether Chelsea could even operate as a football club. Yeah. It sort of forced the sale very quickly that Abramovich had to get rid of it. And then you've had a shed load of investment, which you can invest too quickly, which I think is what's happened. The problem now for Chelsea is, and for Chelsea fans, is what is their aim? Their season's dead, because their aim, I'm guessing, I don't think Chelsea are going to be bothered about Europa Conference League or Europa League. I think before the season, they're thinking, let's just get back in the top 4 and build from that. That dream's dead. If they get anywhere near the top 4, I mean, they're 14th now with 5 points on the board. If they get anywhere near the top 4, I will be astonished. absolutely astonished because City obviously there. It looks like Liverpool are having a fantastic season. Spurs are playing well. Arsenal are playing well. You've got Newcastle who have turned it around. Will Manchester United click? Aston Villa are doing well. Brighton. You've got all these teams now. Year on year, it just seems like there's more and more teams that can break it in to that
Yeah.
sort of top six. So, yeah, for Chelsea, we're in September. Season's dead, really, because the aims that they set themselves are just so far away now. I think for them, it's looking at the EFL Cup, looking at the FA Cup, trying to get a bit of silverware and just trying to get a respectable Premier League finish, maybe try and get in the Europa Conference League and build from there because Champions League is a million miles away.
Yeah, I think a cup would be a bonus. I think with Chelsea, almost their aims heading into the season, I didn't ever think they'd be near the top four. I'm not going to say I thought it'd be this bad. I thought they'd be in around that mid 7th, 8th place. For their aims, I don't think you can really quantify them on paper. I think for them, let's have a drink. I think Pochettino, his aim should be to almost steady the ship and get a bit of stability in at the club before looking anywhere near, like you said, the European places. I think they're looking back now. The mistake was getting rid of Tuchel. He just won the Champions League. It seemed a very knee-jerk reaction to get rid of him. It's a strange one. I think.
Would you like a drink?
Yeah, I think I need it. I'm starting to sound like
Yeah,
Sean.
yeah. I mean, he's booked out for Tuchel. He's even Bayern Munich now. Just got Harry Kane. It's amazing, isn't it? How you go from one job to a better job when you've just been sacked. But hey, that's football for you. Alan Pardew made a living out of it.
Yeah, I think with the owners, they'll have learned a lot of lessons in this first 18 months. Sometimes you need to learn that way, I guess. I remember Liverpool with FSG about a year after they took over. They dropped £100 billion on Kenny Dalglish's lap. Most of it wasn't wisely spent, let's say. Obviously, it's a much grander scale that Chelsea have done it now, but with inflation and everything, everything's relative. I think we learned a lot from that. And I think Chelsea will. I think in time they will learn. I think, like I said, sometimes you have to make the mistakes to learn from them and to almost carve out your strategy from that. We've spoke a lot about Chelsea. I'm sure Fulham fans will be screaming at the screens, but it's only fair to give them a bit of air time as well. They won 2-1 in midweek to Norwich in the EFL Cup to progress to the next round.
I think that was a good result, because I think that was one of those where if you're looking at a Premier League upset, Norwich could have turned them over, so they've done well there, Fulham.
Yeah, I think they've won 5 of the last 6. The only loss being a heavy loss away to Man City, but like I said, that can happen to Man City. I think they absolutely will take that. You see them there sitting in 11th place. Yeah. Then they've lost their big man Alexander Mitrovic in the summer. They haven't seemed too deterred by that yet. It certainly hasn't reflected in their place in the Premier League table. I think they'd absolutely snatch your hand off now for an 11th place finish. Brought in a few players in. Jimenez from Wolves. Obviously, I think we've said in recent weeks not the player he was at Wolves, but nevertheless, he's a goal. He's shown he can score goals in the Premier League. Iwobi brought in from Everton. Castagna from Leicester. They brought players in with Premier League experience. I think they'll be just fine. I think they're going to be in that weird, alongside Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, and Brentford. I think they're going to be in a part of that cluster, which are kind of.
I don't think they'll move too far away from where they are now. And next game as well, they've got Sheffield at home as well, which I think they'll be looking at. After that, they got Spurs as well. Spurs away. Spurs played well, but they knocked them out of the cup. Yeah. So I think sort of if Fulham can sort of stay around that sort of 10th to 13th position, I think they'll be, But I think it's a weird one with Fulham because I don't think they're going to make a push for Europe, especially after losing Mitrovic. But
no,
they don't need to look behind them. They are too good to get relegated, compared to the other teams.
There are far too many teams down there. I think worse off for Fulham to be concerned unless have an injury crisis or whatever. But that concludes our preview for Fulham versus Chelsea. No, it doesn't. We haven't given our predictions. The odds are on screen there. Connor, do you want to give your prediction first of all?
Yeah, I'm just going to stay clear of Chelsea. I can't say anything positive about Chelsea at the moment until they start showing that they can actually put the ball in the back of the net. I don't think that this is going to be a game where there's going to be loads of goals, but I do think Raul Jimenez is going to get a goal. I know he struggled, but I do think this is a fixture he will just get one. I think that will be the difference. I think it's going to be very difficult for both sides. I don't think it's going to be the most entertaining game in the world, but I do think Fulham are going to compound Chelsea's issues and win by 1-0. Fulham 1-0.
I'm going to go heavier. I can see Fulham really, really,
really okay.
nails in the coffin. I can see him winning. I'm going to go 3-0 home win. This Chelsea side right now are in free fall, and to be honest, I don't know how they get out of them. And I feel sorry for Pochettino for that, and I feel sorry for some of the players as well. You know, it can't be an easy scenario to walk in after the season they had last year. And they're walking in through the doors of all this expectation. Oh, we spent all this money. You know, we'll be fine this season. We'll kick on. And look, we're a month into the season, so we don't want to get too carried away. But it certainly hasn't happened so far. That now does conclude our preview for Fulham versus Chelsea, the final game of this weekend's round of fixtures at Craven Cottage on Monday evening, 8 o'clock. Like I said, we've got our own head-to-head predictor. You can see I'm just ahead of Connor there. We get, with 5 correct results, you get 3 points. Connor's not happy with the reminder. 3 correct right score.
Times before.
And you get 1 point for the right result. Connor will be hoping to claw that back, and I'm sure he'll be turning the side on me if he does overturn that loss this weekend. Like I said, let us know your own predictions. And one final reminder of the competition we've got going on here at Football Now on the road to 100 subscribers. We're over the halfway point now. 50 odd subscribers. I think we're on the YouTube channel. Once we get to 100, we'll be picking out a winner from all the comment sections. Not just on this video, but all the other videos we did last week, this week, and also beyond until we do hit that 100 mark. You can see our Twitter/X handle at the bottom of the screen there at @FootballNowUK_. That's where the announcement will be made of the winner of the competition to win a football shirt of the winner's choice. Good luck to everyone who does get involved. I said it before. The more involved you are, the more likely you are to be pulled out as the winner. Give yourself the best chance possible to win your dream football shirt. And like I said, good luck to everyone, and we'll see how we got on with our predictions next week and see if Connor is able to close that gap. See you next time.
See ya.